Mm-hmm. Right. So what do they provide? Like medicine, food, knives, right? That's what they do. Okay. Because it's the Hunger Games, right? They're fighting. Why is it called Hunger Games? Okay, someone explain that to me. I still don't understand that. Why is it called Hunger Games?
So winning district gets food, extra rations of food for the next.
See, no one told me that in the movie, right? Read the book, okay. No, I have to pass my classes. You guys can read and tell me what it says. Okay. And you have to pass too, I know. All right, so, sponsorship is important, right? And if you look at most nonprofit organizations throughout the states, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, they have sponsorships of some sort. Corporate sponsorships, community donors. So it's very important, that we have that practice in Islam. Uthman radiallahu ta'ala an. Who's Uthman ibn Affan? Who is he? Khalifa, right? Leader of the Muslims, right? One time he gave so much charity, Prophet ﷺ said, anything Uthman does after this, he's forgiven, right? Because he's just emptying out his pockets, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abu Bakr is also mentioned to be very charitable as well. Okay, now, with Katniss, how does she survive this whole operation? She has this guy, what's this guy's name, the drunk guy? Okay, Kamish, right? I'm judging now. Okay, and then there's Rue, right? 2, okay. And then PETA, right? PETA Malark. Okay, so we learned that we can't do stuff alone. No matter how cool you are, or we think we are, right? We can't do stuff alone. We always need support and help. If Kobe Bryant came on the court and he had to play any basketball team in the NBA, I mean the worst team. I'm not going to say the name, but John I'm talking about, okay? The worst team in the NBA. Oh, come on! Basically complete. No way. Okay, but let's say, right? Any team, whatever. Can he beat them by himself?
Yes. No.
Come on, seriously? 5 people on one person?
It's Kobe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not dirt.
Okay, whatever. But you guys get my point, right? Okay. All right.
He can't beat them single-handedly?
No, he cannot. He cannot beat them single-handedly. Nobody can beat, not even Michael could beat 5 people, 5 NBA players. Now, and I'm ready to argue that too. Okay. Now, what about the cornucopia? What was that?
Sorry, can I just bring something up from before? I think the main reason that Katniss ever survived is because she had to put on a play for all of the capital and for her sponsors to pretend to be in love with PETA to get their sympathy. So you're actually pretending to get by to survive. And I think that's kind of a negative moral there. Like you have to pretend to be one of those people to get their approval to make it in this world.
That's a good point. I like it. I like it. All right. Thank you. What? Okay, thank you. So, the cornucopia is, what is it? No, in the movie, what is it? No, like what?
All the good stuff.
It's all the goods. Where all the goods are, right? I'm a very smart guy, mashallah, in the back. SubhanAllah. Okay, so it's where all the it's where all the goods are, right? And at this point, they really have to get these goods to survive, right? But what happens to these goods? They get blown up. Katniss blows them up, right? It's like a master stroke. I was like, what is she doing? She hits the apple, right? Is it the apple? And I was like, what's going on? And then do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. I was like, whoa. All right. That's you like that, Raphael? Yeah, okay. I'll give a shout out in a minute. Okay. But, that was a very smart move to survive. So, now, they're going through this whole, thing in the jungle, or forest. What is it? Forest, right? And so they're fighting, and they're surviving. And then there's that bad team with Cato, right, his team. And then Katniss is like, oh man, how am I going to do this, right? And then Rue helps her. They team together. And then Rue, I'm spoiling the movie, you haven't seen it, okay? So then, then Rue passes away, right? She gets killed. But Katniss tries to help her, right? So what happens? District 11, Rue's district. There's an uprising, right? And they also like Katniss a lot too, right? So you sort of it's just like this uprising. So Katniss is already starting to spark some flames, right? There's a upstarting, and so what happens is, what's his name again? Haymitch, right? So he basically starts convincing the administration, keep Katniss alive, make it a love story, twist it, spin it. Spin the story. Don't kill her off. Make it a love story. Okay, so this happens now. And then so at the end, there's basically like 3 people, right? There's who? Katniss, Cato, and Peeta, right? And they said these like vicious like dog things after them. So apparently like, everyone starts dying, and Cato's left, and then Katniss and Peeta work together, right? And so they're 2 victors. And they announced, right, there's going to be 2 victors now if they survive from the same district. Okay, so they do survive. But then what happens? JK, right? They flip it on them. They say, we're just kidding. Kill each other, right? That's what happens. And so what does Katniss do? Berries. She gets the berries. What's with the berries? They're poisonous. So she's like, we're going to flip it on them now. Okay? Who says there has to be one winner? Right? And he's like, well, you're crazy. I'm not going to kill myself, right? Basically. And she's like, what'd she say? Trust me. Right? So she's got something in her head, right? Suicide's haram, by the way. Again, I'm not condoning anything. It's a serious bad, okay? So they, what do? They're about to eat it, and what happens? They stop them, right? They're like, whoa! We have 2 winners! Congratulations, Hunger Games. 2 winners, right? And they go back, and then what does say to Katniss after that? What does he say to her?
You're in trouble.
You're in trouble. Why?
Because you messed up the game.
You messed up the game, right? Now, where does this remind you of during the time of the Prophet ﷺ?
He's messing with everyone's power, like everyone else.
In a good way, right?
Yeah. In a good way.
Yeah. Because what happened is you have Mecca, right? And Mecca, you could consider it to be like Wall Street of Saudi Arabia at that time. Of Arabia at the time, right? Business hub. Things are going in, selling, things are going on. And they have a set tribal system. And they have everything is set up. So this person, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, comes to them from their own people and starts saying, no, everybody's equal in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The only one who's better is who has more taqwa, right? More piety. That's who's better. What do you mean that's who's better? Right? We're the leaders of Quraysh. We're the leaders of Mecca. How are you better than me? Right? He flipped things over. So, but what happened? What eventually happened to Mecca? It changed, right? Prophet ﷺ came back to Mecca, and it all opened up peacefully, right? So, what I mean to get by that is, you see, like, when you do good works and you set good examples, you can still cause a change to society. Any one of you can make a big difference in your community, for your country, for your city, for your state, whatever it is. And always remember that. You have that potential. We have our example, the Prophet ﷺ, and we can follow that. So, this brings us to the end of Hunger Games in Islam. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept our efforts today and to grant us Jannat al-Firdaus and forgive our sins. وَسَلَامٌ عَلَى الْمُرْسَلِينَ وَالْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Now, do we have any questions? Raphael. Okay, Raphael, can you come up? Can you come up here? Do you want to come up here? Okay. This is Rafael Antigua, lieutenant in the Army. He is also a fellow classmate of mine in Hartford Seminary, and he's studying to become a Muslim chaplain for the U.S. military, inshallah. And so, do you have a question, Rafael?
Actually, I had something I wanted to mention in regards to the movie. You were talking about the train ride.
Yeah.
The lady, I don't know her name, the one that had the wig. Effie. Okay. She tells both the male and female, Peter and Katniss, that enjoy this while you can. Talking about how the train is temporary. And she actually says that to them, that enjoy this while you can because it won't last very long. As soon as you get to once we get to the capital, you're going to have to leave this train.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to stress that. In addition to, I thought it was interesting that Katniss, her specialty was archery, and that's a pretty strong sunnah in and of itself, that we should learn archery. Obviously, for those that don't know, but firing weapons, the gun, if you would, is an extension, technology-wise, is an extension of archery. So I would recommend everyone have the legally doing that.
Halo.
Especially if you're a citizen of this country.
Call of Duty.
That is a right.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Anything? No? Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Assalamu alaikum.
How much time is there? Is it over? Is it time?
We have like 10 minutes.